Hello guys and welcome to my channel Keeley Talks. We're going to go over yesterday, day 16 of the Depp v trial, and excuse me, phone. I'm sorry guys, I have to keep that phone off silent because it's the one that my school might contact me on. But yesterday we got into the donations a lot, and some of you guys may remember the video I did about a year ago where Amber Heard said, I wanted nothing, and I've got just a 46 clip of that video that I want to show you guys to remind you.
$7 million in total was donated to, I split it between the ACLU and Children's Hospital of Los Angeles.
Wait a minute!
$7 million in total was donated.
Liar! Lying ass bitch.
Because that's something that I've never heard
I wanted
of.
nothing.
Wait a minute!
I wanted nothing. I wanted nothing. I wanted nothing.
What life?
This was like the thing that gets me the most about Amber is that she keeps going on about how she wanted nothing, and she wanted so much, and she gained so much from that divorce as well. Let me just quickly say hello to the people here in the chat, and then we'll get into everything from yesterday. So we've got Lima Squirrel, hello Lima, and we've got Real Hamster, hey Real Hamster, and we've got Kay, hey Kay, we have Kara, and we have Megan as well. He's just got off work. He's listening while she's driving. Hello guys, hello. So yesterday we had Amber Heard finishing off her direct at the beginning of the day, and what really got to me was how Amber Heard's team was trying to fit. It's like they've been watching social media. The amount of stuff that they was trying to fix yesterday was hilarious, from the makeup palette to this, and I can't even remember it all now, it's gone out of my head, but there was so much that they was trying to go over, and you can tell that Amber had been looking at social media, even though she's not supposed to, and definitely her team were, even though her team are allowed. But there was a lot there that people had been saying, and you could tell that they've been looking at what the public opinion is and try and clean up her testimony. And this, like, you can just imagine that the jurors are there looking at her from the side. Obviously, I'm not in the court, but you can just imagine them thinking, why are you changing or trying to fix your testimony? You know, why are you trying to do this right now? Hello, Gina, the house mouse. And then, after the break in the afternoon, we had the cross-examination from Camille, and Camille did an amazing job. Like, when she first started, her voice sounded a bit shaken. I think she was just full of adrenaline and like an excited, nervous type vibe. That's what she was giving off. Like, she was excited to do this cross-exam, but you could hear that adrenaline in her voice. But the tone that she used and the way that she was speaking to Amber was so professional. She wasn't aggressive with her, and she wasn't given a chance to tell her lies and tell her big stories. Hey Tanya. And Jean says, turns out Camille is a secret tigress. Yeah, she was being so fiery and spicy, and she was just getting it's like she knew the biggest parts that she wanted to get in there, and she instantly was getting the audio in, and the footage, the one that we just went over quickly, that little clip, when she was on I think it was a Dutch TV show. I get mixed up because they said Danish, but I think it was a Dutch TV show. Where Amber said, I donated the entire, and 3.5 million was for this, and 3.5 million was for that. I split it between the two. And she was trying to get out that Amber was trying to get out that she uses the words donated and pledged as the same. Now, we've been through this before, guys. Like, we've gone over this over and over again, and it's absolutely hilarious. She got into it straight away. Camille was fantastic. She wasn't messing around. Apparently, one of the jurors' jaws dropped that was played, apparently. Yeah, I heard that too. I was skipping from different channels yesterday, but afterwards, and this morning I've been catching up on Emily the Baker. She's a lawyer. Her channel's really good as well. I don't know if you guys watch her. But afterwards, she had a lawyer on her channel. I haven't watched everything that he said, but I watched part of what he said, and he was in the courtroom, and he stated that when Amber was giving her direct, they was all very bored. And then when Camille got up on the stand, they was literally really alert, really awake, head looking from back and forth, absorbing everything in. And like when they played the video, what Jean's on about here, when they played the video from the Dutch TV show where she said where she claimed I wanted nothing, and that is when one of the jaws dropped. Kerry says Elaine didn't want that Dutch TV clip shown. The thing that's annoying about the where they were saying here it's hearsay, they didn't mind when they was showing the clip from the James Corden show. They weren't claiming hearsay there, because at the end of the day, Emily explained this yesterday. I didn't know, but the other presenters talking, they wasn't there to prove the matter of truth. They didn't help anybody's testimony. It was what Amber Heard had said. The way, and with the James Corden show, it was the way she was moving her mouth and moving her lips, claiming that she had a broken nose and chapped lips and everything. Law Lumber, that's who I was thinking of. It was Law Lumber that he was on Emily the Baker's channel as well last night, Tanya. It was on Rakita's channel, and he was talking about the jury. Yes, he was going well into it. I love Emily's content. Emily's so funny. She is. Hello, cement shoes. Gina says objection here. So, thank you for just putting that earworm of a song. It is a great song, but thank you for just putting it in my head. It's going to be playing on repeat now all day. The audio where they was having a fibro fog moment where my mind goes blank, but the audios that they were playing when she was on the phone call afterwards as well, it all goes in, tell the jury it's he from Man Believes You. And the way that Camille was at her, like, you wanted to gain something from this. You wanted to gain this. You wanted to gain that. And Camille was very, very sure of what she was saying. And Amber was trying to argue her points. She was trying to, when Camille was objecting, Amber was trying to talk over her. There's so much from yesterday's testimony that it's like, wow, today, like when Camille was talking, I myself was getting goosebumps. Like, it's like, finally, we've been waiting for this. And she was like the perfect match for her. Pamela says, my hubby let out a belly laugh when she said there's mistakes in here, many mistakes about the nurse note on her petition. Hubby said, there it goes, the sound of her credibility tanking. I know, she threw everybody under the bus. She threw her nurse under the bus. But the thing that annoys me is that she's throwing her nurse's notes under the bus, but then claiming that she recalls that the abuse started in 2012 because of her therapist notes. Like, come on, you can't pick and choose which one you're gonna like. Why? Do you know what I mean? Like, these are official documentations, and the one when she the only official medical note where she went to get the concussion checked, and she said that it was missing loads of information and everything was wrong in it because it said the word male, and you could tell it was just like it, that there was just a typo there was just a mistake, and you could so she was trying to discredit that whole information in that document. Hey guys, just popped in a few minutes late, was driving. Oh, it's okay, Lena. Megan says, the whole part for me that sticks out the most with her saying that Johnny can't look her in the eye. That was insane. Yeah, because when we went on the break over a week ago, she actually released it via her spokesperson, where they said Johnny Depp is a coward, he can't look her in the eye, and trying to like really put him down about that. And Camille was straight on that today. She called her out. She said, you know why he won't look you in the eye, don't you? He told you you would never see his eyes again, didn't he? And she played the audio, and because she was like, I don't know why, he can't look me in the eye, he can't. But the thing is, right, when you are in that situation, when you've been in that, I can't talk for everybody, I can only speak from my own experience. When you're in that situation where you are scared of somebody and they scare you, you put your eyes down, okay? You don't want to look at them, you don't want eye contact. And that again leads on to the next part where I was gonna talk about, which was wow, my mind's gone blank. I'm sorry guys, hope you bear with me, but my mind's gone back. We'll get back to that in a minute. Let me just see these comments. I know 6 years Camille has made it worth the wait. Yes. Even the lawyers are cannon fodder. Pamela says, yes, she did. We're all supposed to believe, yes, selectively some notes are real, and it's fine. She remembers BS lies from therapy notes. Pure cherry picking. She's obviously caught in headlights. That's what I was going to say, guys. She's put her lawyers, right, when Camille was outing her and saying, you haven't provided any pictures of injuries, even though you had your phone. And Amber said, well, I gave everything to my lawyers. And that's not my job. It is your job to provide the evidence to your lawyers. It is your evidence to provide that proof that you had them injuries. And she was putting her, like, she was basically making the job harder for her lawyers, for her team, by saying that she'd provided some sort of evidence that she hasn't provided. Oh yeah, Tanya talks about it in the next comment. She threw her current legal team under the bus, saying she gave all, I'm sorry Tanya, I didn't even read your comment and you said it right there. She gave all evidence. It's not her fault they've not shared it with jury, lol. Don't know why I'm surprised she threw her own dead mum under the bus. She was throwing everybody under the bus. And the thing is, right, the jury would be looking at her, because you have to remember the jury are just normal people like me and you, and the jury would be thinking, like, especially in the Australia incident, she's taking pictures in a mirror, but she's not taking pictures of herself in said mirror, of her injuries, after being punched, after being her arms cut and everything. Like, come on now, you could have took these images if it was true. And regarding the like the injuries that she's saying that she sustained, especially with him wearing rings and stuff, she would have had to have gone to hospital. She would have had to have got them checked out. Now, there is times when people who've been through DV where they say that they walked into a door or they lie. You know, like what Johnny Depp did when he said he trapped it in a door. That's quite common. But when you sustain a serious injury, it's common for people to go to the A&E, or in America you call it the ER, and lie about how they sustain them injuries, especially things such as a broken nose. Do you know what I mean? Like, and the fact that she was saying that she did not have to have, that Camille was asking her, you said to her, you didn't have surgery for these injuries, did you? And she's like, yeah, afterwards. And so we know now as well, guys, it's been confirmed that she has had something done with her nose. But she was trying to say that them injuries, that surgery was for injuries she's seen by Johnny Depp. And there's loads and loads of pictures of her throughout her relationship with Johnny Depp where her nose is perfectly straight, super, super straight, and very flawless. Like, she is a pretty girl. She may have a heart as black as coal and a soul as dark as soot, but she is pretty on the outside. But pretty is only skin deep at the end of the day. If you've not got good intentions and a loving heart, then you're ugly. You may have this mirage on the outside that might be pretty, but you're ugly. Okay, let's carry on. She was done to attract attention to it. All she did was put herself on blast. I've gone over so many things, Samantha, but I don't know what you mean there. She attracted loads of attention to things. So just remind me, Samantha, what you meant. Just let me know. Rhyme says, I'm always getting updates on this case. I'm chilling day off work. I'm not up to date at all. Getting into the final last few days of this case. It is hard to keep up to date with it. Like, I'm finding it really, really hard to try and follow it whilst got one headphone in, like one of my AirPods headphones, and trying to like walk home on the school run so I don't miss it. And it's super hard to try and do that and be present with my family at the same time. Tanya says, if her mum is even dead, that is because no one can find nothing on her death, not even a death certificate. So there's nothing to state that her mother is dead. I don't know, Tanya, but that is it. You know, it's horrible to even think that they'd lie about that, isn't it? Gina says, don't worry, Keela, love. I'm in the midst of a flare. It sucks, but we still love you. Yeah, guys, like, just so you know why my fibro fog is so... It's always bad. Like, I always forget what I'm talking about mid-sentence. But on Saturday, just gone, I took my children to Blackpool, which is a seaside in England, and we went to the zoo. And then we went to the beach and played in the ocean, and we had food and went to arcades. And I had walked over 8 miles in that whole day, my step count. And yesterday and Sunday, today even, it's not as bad today, but I've been in agony, like my right leg. And all my flare-ups have been really, really bad at the moment. It's been awful. Exactly, Keela. No photos, no evidence. She's fucked. I know. And the fact is that she didn't go and get them she didn't go to the hospital. Like, she didn't have the medical notes to back her up. Like, when I was attacked by my ex-partner, I was escorted to the hospital with 4 police officers for my safety. Do you know what I mean? Like, this girl is lying out of her bum. I'm deterred. There's lots of memes on her outfit. She looks like Dr. Evil. She really does. Tanya says, oh, she's talking to Cement. Someone said she looked like Civil War soldiers. or Dr. Evil. She reminded me of the maid in the old film Rebecca, or maybe Hester. I don't even know. Oh, thank you, Lima. Oh, hello, Tug. Lovely to see ya. I love your channel. You're one of the first people that I was watching before I started my channel 18 months ago. But it's lovely to see Tug here in the chat. Obviously, I know all you guys subscribe to him, but on the off chance of the odd person who isn't, please go and check his channel out. He shares so much amazing info on this. Now going back to yesterday, I feel like that they ended their testimony on an amazing part. Like they could have ended it anywhere. Camille could have ended that anywhere, but she ended it on the donations, and this as even. Oh, thank you, Tug. Ah, I love that. Oh, I'm glad. I just I try my best. Oh bloody hell! 1 second. I've seen today a tweet by Piers Morgan. Now, Piers Morgan sometimes talks a load of BS as well, as we know. But he has such a huge platform. And even today, Piers Morgan has sent a tweet out there saying that he doesn't believe Amber Heard anymore. Let me get that up. Now, if you don't know who Piers Morgan is, he is a journalist in the UK. And today he shared the audio, which I'll play in a minute. I can't put the video up, but I can share the audio from my phone. And he retweeted it and saying, so Amber Heard's a liar. And if she's lying about paying money to charity, why should we believe anything else she says? And this really, really rings a bell with a lot of people. Now, going back about a few weeks ago, Piers Morgan had put a tweet out saying, I don't believe Johnny Depp or Amber Heard, they're celebrities. Who cares about this case? And today, now, he's like, why should we believe? And it was this audio, guys. I'm going to play it. It's 2 minutes long, but we'll have a little listen to what this was that was shared.
This October 2018 interview, you said that you had, quote, donated.
I hope that's not too loud.
Your entire divorce settlement to charity, right? That's correct. And in fact, your exact words were, quote, $7 million in total was donated to, I split it between the ACLU and the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, end quote. Right?
That's correct. I made that statement as soon as I got a divorce and we reached the settlement. That's when I pledged it, right then.
And you say this because you, quote, wanted nothing, end quote.
That is correct.
She wanted nothing.
But you hadn't donated your entire $7 million settlement to charity at that point, had you?
That's incorrect.
Sitting here today, Ms. Heard,
how is that
you
incorrect?
haven't donated the $7 million divorce settlement to charity. Isn't that right?
Incorrect. I pledged the entirety of the settlement, $7 million to charity, and I intend to fulfill those obligations.
Ms. Heard, that's not my question.
Yep, go on,
Please,
Camille, tell her.
Try to answer my question. Sitting here today,
Tell her straight.
you have not donated the $7 million donated, not pledged, donated the $7.
But this is the annoying bit that Amber Heard is trying to say, that donated and pledged the same. If that's the same, right? If that's like me saying I donate £1 million to myself, and I'm like, actually, you know, I'm not a millionaire really. I meant I pledged it. No, it doesn't work like that. It is not the same word. Like, look at the dictionary. I know that the dictionary is different in America to England, but Camille, I'm pretty sure that in the American dictionary, it is the same, that donated. Pledged is that you're promising. She said, I donated, I split it, I donated it, past tense. Not gonna donate it. Not, do you know what I mean? I have a payment plan for the next 10 years. And then she said that she couldn't donate it because Johnny Depp sued her, but she had a whole 13 months of that $7 million in full. And she did not donate a penny in that time. Popcorn Planet noticed Amber wearing B earrings yesterday. I didn't notice that. Oh, hello, Sander. How are you? 3:25 a.m. for you, bloody hell. It's 11:30 here in the UK. Well, I hope you enjoy chilling out here. You know, I like the chill out vibes here. Oh, see, look, there's somebody calling to Tug. Yeah, please, somebody put Tug's channel in the chat. He says he's got an amazing... There's so many amazing channels. Like, obviously, I don't know if you guys have noticed the amount of people who have jumped on this case, who have never covered this case before. Now, the majority of the... I started covering this case at the beginning of 2021, last January. And there was a lot of the YouTubers who had been doing it for years before that. So I feel like I kind of jumped on the bandwagon. But I came straight into my YouTube channel to cover this case. And I also do my readings as well as my pastime. I love my readings. But a lot of the YouTubers, they do have their other content that they cover as well. Such as Rob covers Star Wars, Stevie covers movies, and so does Zod, and Stevie also talks to other survivors now, which is amazing, and SEC, you know, there's the spiritual coaching, and like we have all these amazing creators in the Johnny community who also cover different content, but have been very focused on this case for quite a long time. But there has been a lot more YouTubers coming in now, and I think it's amazing because it's getting the word out there. Like, if it gets the word out there, there's nothing wrong with it at all. There is nothing wrong with getting that word out there. Oh, bloody hell, sorry, it started to play again there. A second, guys. There's nothing wrong with the YouTubers getting that word out there. There is one channel that I don't know if she still has a channel, but she was called Just K, and Zod was covering it a few weeks back, and this lady was an Amber Heard supporter, and she was basically throwing out a load of BS about how Amber Heard is this victim and she's this survivor, and putting Johnny Depp down and saying like how people are insecure who support Johnny Depp. Where are we here? Lost the comments. Tanya says, yes, she was wearing big Gucci earrings and moans that her husband sued her months after. Having all the money in her account, but continued shopping at Gucci. LOL. And not only that, right, the time between her divorce and her being sued, she was constantly putting pictures up and everything about having these amazing holidays and all these amazing lavish experiences. Obviously she's a celebrity, but I bet a few $100,000 of or a few million of that bloody money that she got from the divorce went to that. Now, a lot of people say, like, why does it matter? Why does it matter what Amber Heard does with her money? Why does it matter what she did with her divorce settlement? And that's because in the statement, when they got the divorce, she turned around and said, I didn't want anything. I've stayed financially independent. I'm donating the entirety of my divorce settlement to the CHLA and the ACLU, and she put that right out there. I'm surprised Piers Morgan ever believed her, LOL. He's not usually a fool. Gobby, yes, but no fool. I don't think he believed her, Tanya. I think that he just saw it as celebrity gossip, and he nonchalant, and he's seen it as like no purpose for taking up news when there's a war going on in Ukraine. But there was an interview that he did a couple of weeks ago, and they was explaining to him how this is going to change the precedents in the sense of getting the conversation going regarding male survivors, and that men do go through DV. And he actually started to change his tune a little bit and be like, you know, yeah, you know, it can change things in that way. And it seemed, but when it comes to seeing this hardcore evidence of her stating she's donating this money and then not donating it, saying that she had already donated it, and then finding out on testimony from the ACLU that she not only did she not donate it, she got her boyfriend, the richest man in the world, to donate on her behalf so that she could keep the money that she claimed that she was going to donate to charity. Amber squirrels that cash away. What a terrible rodent. Hey Anne T. Hillman, how are you? Oh well, her trying to gaslight the entire world is very laughable. This is what I was going to talk about, guys, before. You remember when I had that brain fog moment when I totally forgot where I was going? It was the fact that she turned around and said, why should I be? When asked about if she was afraid, and this was regarding her taking photos of Johnny Depp and sending them to her friends. And Camille said to her, was you not scared that the monster would see them and react to it? And she said, why should I be? Why should I be? That really angered me. I don't know about any of the survivors. Just let me know in the chat or in the comment down below if you're watching the replay. But that really peed me off. Why would it? Now, when I went through my DV experience, I had to go and find moments where I could talk to people privately and in secret to be able to get advice. When I had to go to court to press charges on the actual black eye that I sustained from his injuries, and by the way, he wasn't wearing 10 rings, he didn't turn up to the court, but I was constantly paranoid, just even walking to the court, looking around me, thinking he's going to come out of a corner, scared that I would have to face him and to speak up in front of him. And she's claiming, why would she be afraid? Oh my, look, make it make sense at all. Gina says, I'll pledge to pay my rent every month. I'm sure the council would have something to say about that. Yeah, I promise to pay it in a few years because I've got to pay this other bill. Frank Debrin on Twitter described it perfectly when he said, claiming his life insurance because death and being alive is the same to him. Oh, wow. Exactly. Without receipts for that 7 mil, you had questions to answer on what a platform for Amber to be exposed as a liar. And like I was saying to Dan, because I messaged to Dan the tweet that Piers put out, and I said, you know, as much BS Piers sometimes comes out with, I do like a lot of his stuff, and for him to come out and call Amber Heard a liar, this is amazing for Johnny Depp. Like just on Twitter alone, Piers Morgan has 7 million followers, and it's a great platform for him. Like obviously this case is worldwide anyway, whatever, but for Piers Morgan to come out and speak on it himself and say she's a liar is a great, it's all good for Johnny Depp. It's like calling a circle a square, lol, not the same thing, to yeah, regarding the donation. Yes, and then she said Johnny sued me. I know Johnny sued me 13 months after. Like, and not only that, guys, you have to remember that this money was paid in installments, so it was paid over a period of time, and she could have been paying it out of when she got it. Do you know what I mean? She could have paid it each installment that it came in. She could have paid it, but she didn't. Do you know what I mean? Like all them hundreds of thousands of dollars as it went into her account, she could have paid it straight there and then. She didn't know she was getting sued. And that goes to another thing as well. She waited until Johnny Depp finished paying the divorce settlement, and then she released the op-ed. Do you know what I mean? Like, girl, you weren't in it for the money, but you was in it for the money. My money, bloody hell. My comments just jumped. I got the death card in my last reading. The death card isn't a bad card to get, it just means change. My first channel was from that Brian fella. Yes. My first channel that I was watching was Tugs, and then I got into Brian's. I do remember I started on Tugs. And then I was watching SEC, and she was going through the transcripts and everything. And that's how I got into that. Better late than never. Glad you're making content. Oh, thank you, Megan. Plus, love your accent. Thank you. Thank you, love. Why are all on distance mentally ill? Well, I don't know. I don't know if they are or they're not. Gosh knows. Sandy says, I'm good, thanks, Keeley. Can't believe AH face when Camille set her straight. The real difference between pledging / promise not and donating / giving. Weird, like she actually believes what she's saying. I know, and I don't know if you guys remember when that actually came out in the news, when they discovered it in the UK trial before Johnny Depp had his play. And it was actually Amber Heard's lawyer that came out and said, because she knew she was trying to get ahead of it, and she came out and said, Amber Heard said she donated it because she pledged it and promises to keep to that. I'm paraphrasing. I can't remember the exact, but it was Amber Heard's lawyer who came out and said it and tried to get ahead of it and tried to use that back then. That when she said donated, she meant pledged. But the thing is, she said under oath in the UK court that she donated her divorce settlement. She stated that I donated that money. I'm not a gold digger. I did not want financial gain, and I'm talking out of my ass. Anyway, Gina says, oh, sorry, you talking. Typo, promise, no. Tanya says, I don't care what anyone says, that baby is Musk's, and she knew it would all come tumbling down, and the baby was a backup plan for financial gain, because that baby means money from Musk. Obviously, a lot of us think that baby probably came from Musk. You know, we can't prove it. But the thing with the baby as well that upsets me as a mother a little bit is that she didn't, this bit doesn't upset me, but the fact that she didn't get pregnant with that child. So, she planned. Like, when you get pregnant, it just happens sometimes. Sometimes you plan it, sometimes it just happens. And she didn't. She went to a surrogate. So she planned when that baby would be born. And that baby was to be born, was born, like, I can't remember the month, was it April or May? But obviously this trial was pushed forward a year. Back last year was when the baby was born, was when the trial was supposed to have started. And it's like she knew that was a trial date, and she chose that date to have it's like she wanted a way to back out, a reason to back out from the court, and using a child for that. And she's even brought the child into a testimony on the stand. I have a baby now and I just want to move on with my life. I want him to leave me alone. Why can't he leave me alone? I want him to stop suing me. And it's like, girl, please don't make this about your kid. Don't do that. Like, you chose to have a child at this time in your life, even though, everyone's entitled to have kids and it's beautiful to have children. But this is one of the most challenging times in her life that she chose to have that child. And it's not something that one would usually choose to have a child, is it? If you had a choice, in the sense of going to a surrogate, you'd wait until you was in a settled, mentally calm, in the home environment, chilled out environment. I don't know if I repeat myself then, but it don't matter. Popcorn Planet released a video saying a source has confirmed Amber has dirt on Musk. What dirt was it, Tanya? Do you know? Like Keela, I was always scared and watched out as well. Yeah, it's scary when you have to face your perpetrator. I wonder where this leaves Dan Wooten. I would love him to lose his job on GB News. I don't know. Dan Wooten is a terrible journalist, and hopefully one day he will, be proven to be that. We all know that. I like Piers on Netflix, him interviewing life sentences. Yeah, I enjoy them as well, Lima, because he gets straight to the point with him. I do like Piers. There is some things he says and I think, bloody hell, but I do like that kind of personality. That is a personality that I'm drawn to, in the sense of straight talking and says it how it is. Such as E-Hacker. E-Hacker is that similar personality, where he will just tell you what he thinks and that's it, I'm glad we didn't go to Virginia. I think we would have got kicked out, yelling, "Not true." Oh, she's lying. And imagine getting kicked out. She says she's going to pay it and she spent the money. Yeah, that was another thing she said. She said that I have spent $6 million on this trial, and she got in trouble. I remember Camille objected to her saying that because she's not allowed to. Michelle says the sun looks like trash now. It's proved Amber lied. In the UK, we have a saying which is, "Only scum read the Sun." If you don't believe me, you can Google it. It's a real thing. If you Google "Only scum read the Sun," and you'll see it. And that originates from when there was the tragedy in Liverpool, when many people lost their lives regarding a football match, and it was it was a disaster. And the Sun printed out loads of false claims saying that the people who were being crushed were actually causing trouble and this, that, and the other. And it caused a big, massive hoo-ha. And since then, a big thing in the UK is "Only scum read the Sun." The Sun are scum. Hi, Jenny. Oh, there's my love. Good morning, everyone. Hi, my love. Finally able to listen in. Miss Vasquez was a beast yesterday. Why is my phone vibrating? Let me just put it on silent. Shut up, phone. Why won't it let me do it? There we go. Very cool to see Tug in the house too. Tug is amazing. It's lovely. It's awesome to see you all here, actually, because I love you all to bits. 1 second, guys. Let me try and get this thingy-majig up. A minute. 1 second. When my computer finally works, it's going real slow at the moment. I'm just trying to close things down. There we go. There we go. Tanya says, Amber is the most well-read woman in the entire world, but for a woman who is so well-read and educated, she doesn't know the difference between pledge and donated, or parakeet floors, or parakeet floors. I know she was calling the bloody force a bird. Bird is the word. She's got a thing for birds, that girl. The bird that flew in the window, and now we've got bird floors as well. Just bring that chair. Still really far away from you guys. The parakeet floors, so. And the thing is, she does know the difference between pledge and donated. She does. It's just like she's made in her mind. She's trying to like believe it, and I feel like that she believes her own lies. And that she gets herself in this mentality of that happened and this scenario is the truth because I'm telling. Do you know what I mean? Like she's telling herself these lies and believing it. Says, I know Pure the Sun in the UK. I wonder what will happen on this. I don't know. The Sun is still now. The Sun of Horrible. Daphne's got his ticket for the trial today. Oh, that's great to hear. It's just another reason to dislike the rag. Why is my comments keep jumping up? I'm like 5 minutes behind on the comments, by the way, guys. So if I do say to you, I don't know what you mean. Oh, Gary's driving now. Okay. I don't know the exact date, but the source said it was to do with the S parties, but not the fact that he has S parties, but what was happening in those S parties. No one wants to come forward because it would mean trouble for them too, apparently. I know that there has been accusations and rumours going around that there could have been somebody who wasn't old enough to be at them parties and participated in them parties, Tanya. But I don't know how true that is. I don't know if that is fact or not. I have heard people say that quite a lot. Hello, Liz. I wish Piers wasn't so obsessed with Megan. I don't even listen to all that. Michelle. It's just, you know, it's politics and all that, and I'll read or watch politics in my own time, but I don't like having my own feelings on politics in that sense. Hey, JFD. But she hasn't Muskrat. Well, sorry, dyslexia. But she hasn't. Muskrat is paying. Yeah, I bet he is paying for this trial. I bet he paid the $6 million that she's had to pay to this trial. I bet he's paid it. By the way, guys, I'm just turning my screen off because I just need to have a break for a minute. And we're having an open chat here. This is what I love, guys. And it's like, we only got like 16 or something in the chat right now. But sometimes sometimes in the moment, the comments are just going so fast, aren't they? And we don't get to have an actual conversation and, you know, talk about how we're feeling about what's going on. So it's nice that we can just have a relax and a catch up before the trial. One second. And I love hanging out with you all. Kay says AH wants everyone to leave her alone so she can get on with her life and so she doesn't have to pay the charities. That was another thing I wanted to get into, guys. The Aquaman thing. There was a news report last night that Aquaman were having an emergency meeting. I don't know how this true is or whether this article is just talking a load of BS. But saying that that DC and the producers of Aquaman were having an emergency meeting regarding taking Amber Heard out of the film. At the moment, she only has 10 minutes in the film, but it's 10 minutes way too much. And while she is still present in that film, they are supporting a liar, an abuser, and this is going to look terrible on them, and it's going to look terrible on their company to be supporting her, and it does look terrible on them. So I hope it's true. I watched the match in 1989. Yeah, you mean the Liverpool one? Oh, there is a documentary about it on Netflix as well, Gina. It's really, really upsetting. You're starting to cut out all of a sudden. I might got excited for... Let me know if I'm still cutting out, guys. Sometimes when I get really giddy or hyper and I start talking loud, it'll start cutting me out. Hello, Di for JD. How are you? Not looking forward to Ellen Barkin. Feel she's a very better woman. Ellen Barkin, is she the one? Was she? Oh, I'm terrible. I'm a visual learner, and that's part of dyslexia. And sometimes I am absolutely terrible with names. And then Ellen Barkin, and I know who she is, but I've just got to remind myself now. Was she the one that was one of Johnny Depp's exes? Yeah, she's going to testify against him in court. And she looked like Dr. Evil. She did look like Dr. Evil. Dr. Turd Evil. She's the doctor of evil turds. When she said she was a victim of DV, she knows she didn't get hit by JD. True confession there, yes. Yeah, she said, I am not a victim. Now, when you've been through DV, again, only talk about personal experience. I use both references of I say I was a victim, I am a survivor. So I don't understand why she got so angry about the term victim. I wouldn't get angry at that. I was my perpetrator's victim. He has had many victims. He will probably have many more victims. I don't understand the anger around the word victim and why she got so vindicated about it. So, like, angsty, like, do not call me a victim. I am not a victim. I am, you know, like, what? What? Really? You're not a victim? Yes, because you're not a victim. Because you're a liar. You're a lying cow. Peanut says, the world should be insulated after yesterday. She flat out lied to us all, even with proof in her face. I know, and the way that when Camille was talking to her, and she was like side-eyeing Camille, but then trying to turn her head to look at the juror. And Lauren Lumber, I think that's what his channel's called. And when he was on Emily's channel last night, he was claiming that that a lot of people were really following what Camille was saying. And like somebody stated in the chat earlier, he also mentioned about one of them where the jaw literally dropped when it was the Dutch interview, where she famously, infamously, or whatever you want to call it, said, I wanted nothing. She wanted nothing, but she got a 3-part series of a film. She got an ambassadorship. She got $7 million. She got contracts for Joe's and contracts for makeup. And like this girl literally got so much, and Johnny Depp lost. He lost so much. He lost so many opportunities, so many contracts. And when she was claiming what she actually had lost in her direct, she couldn't actually come out and say it. Like, Johnny Depp came out and said, I was supposed to have done Pirates of the Caribbean, they dropped me, in blah, 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 blah. And she only came, all she could say was, a film I was attached to dropped me, a campaign I was attached to dropped me, blah, 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 blah. But she couldn't state which ones they were or how much they were worth. So where the hell has she got $100 million from? That's what I want to know. Where's the $100 million bleeding Amber? How was you supposed to have earned that? Come on. Michelle says, I won't go and see Aquaman now, even if they remove Amber. They stuck by her, and they shouldn't have. I know, but they may have just have believed her BS. But now they can't hide from it. They can't hide from the truth. They can't. Ellen Barker, an actress, was married to Gabriel and had a fling with Johnny. Yeah, is she the one where which one is it where he threw a bottle but he didn't hit anybody? Yes, Keeley, he was having a fling with her and dropped her. Ellen Barkin, Sea of Love, The Big Easy, Fate and Love in Las Vegas, Mantra Bomb. Yeah, she's not a victim or survivor. She's not. But tell you what, right? She is a victim of what her dad put her through. I will give her that, and a survivor of that child abuse, and I will give her that. Do you know what I mean? Like, whatever. She wants to use it in that terminology, but in the terminology of partner DV, that I forgot the proper term of it, she's not a victim or survivor. Yep, she's not a victim, she's the abuser. Exactly. How could she not get hospital help when a broken bottle was... Yep, she's crazy, and that was like WTF, really. No medical help. No medical help for any of it. Especially like that time when she said he broke... Obviously, I'm not about medical help, but I'm not about like the staged photos. I'm hoping Camille brings it up. But that photo where she said Johnny Depp broke the bed with his foot, yet there is a tool on the bed that could break that wood, and you could tell it is staged from the way that it was being caught. I did a video about this like literally when I first started my channel, because I hadn't seen it. I hadn't seen anyone talk about it at the time. Now people may have already, but I hadn't seen it. So I did a video about it, and YouTube limited it at the time in the sense of only people who had verified they was over 18 could watch it, because I shown a picture. I zoomed into what was on the bed, and because of what it was, even YouTube recognized it at the time. When she thought the world believed her, she didn't want to be left alone. She hurt a lot of people, not just JD, and now the world knows what she did. She thinks the world is going to just leave her alone. The world ain't just going to leave her alone. She didn't mind spewing out all these lies. Like, you remember when she did her appearances on, like, at events, saying how she faced the wrath after going through DV and this, that, and the other, and things need to change for women. Like, she didn't mind spewing all this out. Another thing as well, what pointed out to me yesterday, guys, was regards to when Camille was questioning her about the op-ed. Camille said to her, what did you mean by 2 years ago? And she said, after I got my tiara, what I faced. And then she said it wasn't about Johnny, but wasn't the tiara for Johnny? Like, against him? Again, make it make sense, because girl, you basically in that moment admitted that it was about Johnny and then quickly tried to turn it around saying the only one who thought it was about Johnny was Johnny. No, we all knew what you was trying to indicate, Amber. We all knew that. And it's all in her imagination, like Liz says here. And Di says, it made me angry when she said JD had never supported those charities. He was actually given an award in 2008 or 2009 from CHLA for his charity work. Yeah, that bugged me as well, Di. Because, and Johnny does a lot of charity work for children's hospitals in general anyway. And he did get an award for his support. And this as well about that she donated her time to the hospital. Where? When did you? Nobody saw you dressing up as Mira and going in character and doing appearances, did we? Eh? But Johnny would literally pack Jack Sparrow with him and go and just randomly, like at that time when he randomly surprised that little primary school in England. Because the little kid about how they wanted to take over the school, a mutiny. They wanted to do a mutiny. And the times when he went to the hospitals, and not just to cheer up the sick children, but to cheer up the parents who were going through the worry, because he was in their shoes when Lily was ill as well. Does Amber have another sister besides Whitney who has nothing to do with her? I've heard that, Michelle. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know for sure. Lauren Lumber made a video explaining the word and why her story is BS. Yeah, Lauren Lumber is a great channel. If anyone has the link to Lauren Lumber, please go and subscribe to him if you aren't already. I've only recently subscribed to him since the trial started. I didn't know about his channel before that. But for likes of Emily, I've been subscribed to her for a few years now. She's got a great channel as well. Why do we believe she was abused by her father? I don't believe she was. I believe her mother was, but not her. She's known for copying Johnny's stories, and she has lied about Johnny, and I don't believe a word. Now, regarding what she went through with her dad, there's literally going to be no proof, and it can't be proven or disproven, if that makes sense. And it's down to each person individually whether they believe her or not believe her. For me, it's a case of I'm not sure. Do you know what I mean? Because there's no evidence, obviously, and it's something that's hard to prove that you went through. But because of that not being able to prove or disprove, I can't say that she copied Johnny, even though that it is probably likely that she probably did, because she does do that a lot, Tanya, and that's a great point. She does copy him. But, it's one of them. It's an hard one because we just can't prove it. If Amber's feet were caught, there would have been a lot more blood on the floor. Yet the only blood on the floor is bleeding spots. Unless she was hopping around, like, using crutches, that is the only way where there'd be spots and not footprints. It doesn't make sense. She's going down in history as an abuser, gold digger, and a liar. Why not? Worth it. She's told so many lies now, she can't remember all of her shit. Yeah, and that's why she keeps making Camille repeat her questions. Like, she keeps saying to Camille, I didn't understand the question. And Camille is doing an amazing job of presenting her question clearly and steadily so that she can clearly understand what she is asking of her. And when she starts to veer off it, did you guys see how mad Amber Heard got when Camille said to Judge, can you strike everything after yes? The question was a yes or no question. And she was straight on it. She's a great lawyer. Tanya says a statement she released that Johnny has never supported these charities before. Johnny has supported HLA for years. Yeah. So she's lying again. That's all that comes out of her mouth. The thing is, that's why, like, you know, you shouldn't lie. People shouldn't lie. Like, don't get me wrong, I've told white lies to my kids, like, in the sense of Santa's watching you or whatever, behave kind of thing. But these kind of lies, they just snowball. They snowball and they get bigger because you have to create lies to cover up the lies. And you know, these testimonies that she's given about Rocket and Ion, if they don't testify on her behalf, her testimony is not going to be credible to the jury because she ain't got the proof there. All that she's got is her words and these doctored pictures that she can't even provide the official metadata for. Oh, and a few scratches on her arm that look like she did it herself. I've had bigger scratches off my bloody cat. If she had got cut by glass, she would have had to go to hospital to make sure that the glass was out, especially if she had stood on it, been dragged through it. Yeah, she does have another sister. I found her on Facebook and Amber said in court she has an older sister. Well, there you go then. I've heard people say that she had another sister, but I wasn't sure because I've never seen anything official. The Facebook profile was limited to pictures. She has dark hair and is married with kids, lives a normal family life. I can't remember her name now. I found her through searching her dad's records. I'm not sure if she's Amber's full sister or half sister. Camille was awesome. And Camille is going to be more awesome today. And you know what? I feel like that she's not going to take that long for her cross-examination, really, because she has been straight to the point. She ain't going to be wasting time reading through text, like, you know, like Rottenborn did, like reading through text messages. Did I read that right? Like, there was a few times when Camille did read things and said, did I read that correctly? And, you know, but Rottenborn was going through about bleeding 40 text messages to the point where Johnny Depp was like, yes, you continue to read them correctly. Well done. Great job. Yes, you did. You read it right. But Camille isn't wasting time here. I saw something about a cousin of hers saying they didn't want anything to do with her either. I wouldn't want anything to do with her. Have you noticed that it's everybody's fault bar Amber? Amber can't do nothing wrong. She can't. You know, it's Johnny's fault. It's the nurse's fault. It's her neighbour's fault who they didn't see her correctly. It was the lawyer's fault. Like, you're going to put your own lawyer under the bus, the one who is protecting you, the one who is standing up for you, the one who is on your side. You're going to put them under the bus. No. Exactly, Gina. They would do. They'd x-ray to make sure there is no glass left. But she didn't go to hospital because there was no injury there. The fact that she had no medical reports from all these incidents speaks volumes to me. I know because of what she was explaining, right? That she was repeatedly punched in the head with a hand that was full of rings, which is basically having rings. That's like your hand is hard enough, but having rings on it, that's like being hit with some even more of a blunt of force. It's like an extra weapon there on top of the hand. And this is what she's showing, these little blue bits of makeup, that's what it looks like. Again, make it make sense. I think he said they all know she's a nut and avoid her like the plague. Me too, Liz. I can't wait for today. Today is going to be amazing. If you look at old pictures of Christina Ricci, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, she has cuts on her arms like Amber. Christina said self-inflicted, so like Amber's scars. Yeah, it does look self-inflicted, which is sad that she did that. It is sad that she did that, if that's what it is. But it's even sadder to do that and say that your husband did it. Yesterday was just Camille warming up. She had already sat through a full day in court. She will destroy her today when she's wide awake. She will get some coffee down, that girl. Like yesterday when they got straight in it, could only add that after the afternoon break. You could tell that she was a bit like, you know, 1 second, Gary. Bloody hell. 1 second, guys. You could tell, you could hear the adrenaline in her voice. And you could hear her, like, you know, she was like nervously excited, but she was still really, really excited. And it was, she came across a bit nervous at first, but really confident. Gary, if you're still listening, I've sent you that message. See if you heard me. Tina Rico's Gina. Oh God, my allergies are coming out. Amber was ready to vlog at home time yesterday. Can't see my eyes watering. She was fuming. And you know what? I bet she's been stewing all night. Exactly, Gina. That's what I was trying to point out. Like, them rings that Johnny Depp wears, they're not some little petite rings either. They are quite chunky rings. And Camille pulled her up on it and said, you stated that you never seen Johnny Depp without his rings on. That would have done probably irreversible damage to her face. The face wouldn't have been as stated by that newspaper as so symmetrical as it is now. She would have got pretty messed up by it. And this isn't just one thing that she's claiming. She's claiming that he repeatedly pounded her. That was the word she used. And I don't know if you guys heard the statement that was released yesterday before she went on the stand. Let me just get it up. She released this BS statement through her PR guy. Let me try and find it, because I did retweet it on my Twitter. And apparently it's not there now. Nope, apparently it's disappeared. But the terminology they used is that Johnny Depp's team is going to be pounding the victim, pounding her. And it is funny that they use the term victim as well, even though she doesn't like to be called a victim. She definitely got borderline disorder. I know she's like, I've never been diagnosed for that. Never, ever been diagnosed for that. PR guy is in trouble as well. Yeah, he's been accused of SA and he's basically disappeared off social media. People are figuring out all about him and he's had to go silent. And you know what? They're still trying. Like, you do see these few articles coming out and coming up where they're trying to get the PR good for Amber. Gary, I've sent you the link. He messaged me saying he wanted to come and say hello. I don't know if he's got busy. He is at work, so he might be a little bit busy. Sandy says those rings will cause broken skin, bleeding on her eyes, multiple open wounds. She had nothing, but injections from Botox is what she did to her cheeks, affected her one eye. Exactly. She had done, the thing is as well, like, her bruise that she shown when she apparently had black eye was like this weird smudge that came just down here. And bruises don't work like that, like the blood breaks out underneath the skin because it's broken blood capillaries. I'm not a doctor, but it spreads, right? And when it's your eye, because your eye are so important, when you get hit in the eye, it swells up. Like my little girl, who's only 8, every time she gets upset, she's very emotional. And Gary can back me up on this because he's seen her do it herself, whatever. Every time she gets upset, when she cries, her eyes go so puffy and like big circles, and her face goes really red, like somebody has actually bloody hit her, which they haven't. Obviously, she's just got upset, but when you look at her face like that, it goes all puffy, and sometimes it stays that way for hours, where she'll have these big, massive puffy marks underneath her eyes there. And this reminded, like, she got upset the other day, my little girl, and like always, her eyes got puffy, and it reminded me of what the police said when they said when she was crying, her redness under her eyes looked like she'd just been crying. And that is something that a lot of people do get when they're crying. They do get redness under their eyes. My daughter's eyes go all puffy and red when she cries, bless her. And a lot of people's do. Like, another thing as well is, like, there's a lot of women here in the chat. When you have like a bad night's sleep and you get dark circles, like I've got a little one there because I've only had like 4 hours sleep. And I haven't got foundation on today. I've only got eye makeup on and lipstick. I have no foundation on. But even if I put concealer on that, it'd be real hard to hide them dark, when you get the dark circle under your eye. And now this girl is trying to tell me that she can colour correct a bruise. You can colour correct a bruise and use the opposite colour in the colour wheel. You know, in her bleeding makeup tutorial she basically gave to the jury, you can colour correct it by using a different colour on the colour wheel to counteract the bruise on the skin. It doesn't work like that, guys. I literally shown the video that I have up over the experience that when I sustained my injuries. In that video, I share a picture of the day after it happened, my eyes all swollen out. And then I shared a picture from about a week or so after it happened, and I still have a red mark that's on my left eye. It's because this puts you back to front, but it's on my left eye, the one that he injured, and I still have a big red mark coming down here. And even though I had put foundation on, even though I had concealer on, and I tried to colour correct it the way I did at the time, you could still see it through the foundation. The foundation was not hiding it. The concealer was not concealing it because it's a bruise under your skin. Just googled and found an article of someone being hit by a knuckle duster. The guy's injuries are said to be life-changing. They can be they can be very life-changing. Now, it's unfortunate that they can't use testimony in the court or show evidence of people who sustained similar injuries to what Amber is declaring. They can't use that to back up their argument. That's what Emily was saying anyway, Emily the baker. And it's quite unfortunate, really, because it would be good for the jury to be able to see what type of injuries would be sustained by a man punching you with bleeding rings on every finger. Somewhere I saw a document from a former therapist that she has a diagnosis of PVD. That reminds me as well as it rings true. It's triggering something in the mind, in the back of the brain somewhere, but I don't know where. But yeah, that sounds familiar. Amber seems prone to cold sores on her lips. She does seem. She's had them chapped lips for forever. There's been picture evidence of her having the chapped lips before she got with Johnny Depp. There's been picture evidence of her having chapped lips after Johnny Depp, and even while she's been in court, she has been picking at her lips, picking the skin off it, because she's done it for years. You have lovely clear skin. Oh, thank you, love. In real life, it doesn't look as clear as, I don't know why, but this camera makes me look really, I am pale, but I ain't that, I actually have freckles. I have little freckles all over, and little freckles here and here, but you can't really see it on here. And I do break out often. It's heavy bottom, but yeah, I don't like wearing foundation on. Liz said, I had a red eye also when I got hit, like bloody. The white turned red because of the broken vessels. Yeah, because the blood vessels pop. That's what bruise is. But I know what you mean. You mean the white of your eye. And a lot of people do get that injury as well. Mine didn't. My white of my eye didn't do that when that happened to me. But it is common. I think it's game over today for Amber. And she certainly tried to avoid the stand, and very explosive trial without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, she is going to try and get away from the questions as much as she can do, I think, Lina. How do you think the jury will go? I asked this after believing that Johnny would win in the UK. I'm not sure how this will go. I am hoping that it goes well for Johnny. The thing is, it's hard, like Emily was saying, it's hard to prove defamation, like in this way. But the biggest part of this, and the reason why Johnny wanted cameras in the court, is he wanted the truth out there. Now, even though she's given her testimony now, people are still adamant that from watching the evidence, from seeing the court, seeing the testimonies unravel, people have already been swayed. Like, even Piers Morgan, of all people, has put a comment out on Twitter today, calling her a liar. So no matter where this court goes, Johnny has won. Like, we have to remember that. And I don't know how this is going to turn out. And I'm not a lawyer or anything. I can just say what I hope, and that is obviously to hope that Johnny already is winning. And people who have been in the court have claimed that when she's talking, they get either very bored or they're looking away. I would too. She's glaring at that jury. Sorry, guys. Love the way you explain everything, Keela. I'm going to sleep so I can watch it in a few hours. See you there. Sending love and light, many blessings. Love and light to you, Sandy. I hope you sleep well. And thank you, love. Sometimes I feel I'm not a very good explainer. Sometimes my words get a bit jumbled and lost into the abyss. They go somewhere else. But I try. That's all we can do, isn't it? Apparently the meds she takes dry her lips out. Is that the acne medication? Because she does take medication for acne, doesn't she? And another thing as well that was being spoken about yesterday was the medication that Johnny gets for, is it called Adderall? It's for his ADHD, and it's his medication that he has for that. And with ADHD, people with ADHD, it has the opposite effect as somebody who doesn't have ADHD, and it relaxes them, calms them down. And she was trying to say that he was all high on Adderall, and he was this and that. And there's been lots of talk that she used to steal his Adderall medication off him to get high off it. Again, it's just speculation, rumour. Like, we've not heard that in testimony yet. And it annoyed a lot of people who have ADHD and have that medication for their diagnosis, for their ADHD. And it's what helps them and calms them down. And on testimony, she made out that he takes Adderall as a recreational drug, and it's prescribed to him off his doctor for his ADHD. I think it's called Adderall, guys. If I'm pronouncing that medication wrong, I apologise. Again, terrible with words sometimes. She picks her lies, yeah? Well, them lies are snowballing. Them lies have transformed so many times. They have, like, transitioned from a snowflake of a lie to now being like an avalanche. And the avalanche is falling down, and people can see it because of the sound it's making for the visual, and people can see her on the stand there, like, spewing lies and turdness out of a gob. What do you think of Chris Rock in London at weekend mocking Amber? I haven't seen the footage. I have seen news articles about it, Michelle, and I thought it was funny. That's just something that comedians do. They talk about things that are relevant and things that are either going on at home in everybody's life, or things that are going on in pop culture, politics or whatever, and they make it funny. And I thought it was funny. I have a weird sense of humour, so there we go. I think Linda559, I love Linda, by the way, she's awesome, explained it well. Even if one person doesn't side with Janet, it doesn't mean she has won. If one person doesn't side with Amber, it will be a hung jury. It doesn't mean AH wins. Exactly. It's not about the jury making, because you have to remember this is a decision being made by 7 people, and look at all the millions of people who have already looked at the evidence and decided who they believe and what they believe. And Johnny is getting his good name back. And it's amazing to see that in real time. It's amazing to see his name go from black to grey, and it's going to get there to white. Hey Weinberg, how are you? Oh, thank you, Liz. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Don't know if you guys heard that. She just shouted that loud next door. Can you guys hear that on the mic? Let me know. That's so funny. Oh, thank you, Di. I love you all. You're all lovely. And thank you. I'm terrible at taking compliments, guys, because I'm used to when you've been through, you know, what I've been through. You're used to fighting being told horrible things. So when you get a compliment, it makes you feel just shy. I like that Ricky Gervais, Johnny's friend, hasn't said anything. Hopefully he's waiting for the trial to be over. Maybe they'll work together on something. Ricky Gervais is so funny. He just says it how it is as well. I love that kind. Like I said, I love that personality. People just say it how it is with no fear. Yeah, I love the butterfly. AH is really evil person. I hope she understands what she's done. This is awful to our victims. You know what annoyed me? The bit where she went in. Oh, I can't remember what she talked about now. But she was talking about domestic violence survivors, victims, and she went, you know, like a lot of them did. What was she talking about? What part? Guys, if you remember that bit, let me know in the chat. Because it was just in my mind, and now it's floated away like that butterfly, like, phew, gone. Oh, you heard it? Wow, yeah. Loud. Yeah, you do. You just have to say thank you. That's all you can do. I like the little balloon. Amber wanted fame and attention, but I doubt she imagined this. Serves her right. She's got all the fame and attention in the world, but the only thing that she's famous for is being for shitting on Johnny Depp's bed. That's what that girl is famous for. She is known. Like, imagine that being your legacy. Is pooing. And she's still bleeding defame, like she's still blaming the dog. The poor Boo. Was it Boo? I get mixed up with the two. But she's blaming the bloody tiny little teeny weeny dog. If it's not Johnny's fault, it's the dog's fault. Like, girl, really, you know, even though you were already told that security guard that it was a prank gone wrong. If it was a prank gone wrong, you could have easily have pulled the sheets off and threw them in the bin, because you're not going to just want to watch that. Throw it away. Why would you leave it there to be found? Like, come on. Disgusting, gross, and evil, like, to soil on your marital bed. There is people, obviously, who have medical needs, who, you know, but to purposefully do that. And it's just disgraceful. It is. Boo and Pistol, exactly, that's the name of the puppies. Cute little doggies. I can't remember what that bit is about now. It's proper bugging me. When they was talking about, when she turned around and said, you know, like a lot of DV survivors do. It'll come back to me. Everything does. I wouldn't want to work with her around either, Michelle. No way. What was she saying on the stand about her daughter? I saw an angry tweet about it, but I missed that part. The only thing I can remember what she said about her daughter was she turned around and went, I've moved on with my life. I want Johnny to move on with his life. I have a baby now. I just want him to leave us alone and let me move on. Let me just move on with my life. And it was just somewhere along them lines. And oh shit, these doors. 1 minute, guys. That scared the life out of me then. A bloody parcel. Oh, ran so fast. Like, what the hell? Who the hell's banging on like that? Yeah, she was just wondering about how she has a daughter, Liz. I can't remember what else she said about her daughter. Something about victim. I don't know. Guys, a lot of she is a drama queen. She is. A lot of the people who are streaming the court are going live soon. I can't remember what time Rob is live. Let me have a look if he's put it on my Discord. Rob Rules. Let's have a look if he's already put it out there. I don't know what time Rob's live. I know that I think it's Dan who's going live today out of his lot. I think he's live in about 15 minutes. Let me just check, see if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so Dan is going live in 15 minutes. A lot of them are going live. But anyway, thank you for joining me today. I'm going to try and do more of these whilst this trial is going on, where we have these little chats and catch-ups and just converse about everything that's been going on so we can all remind ourselves. I think Rob is going 1 hour before trial, like always. Well, if that's the case, he will be live in about 15 minutes too then. Anyway, guys, thank you all for joining me. Lots of love to you all. Have a peaceful, blessed day. And I'll see you in the chats because I'll be jumping from channels and saying hello to everybody. Ta-ra for now, everyone. Bye.